quadratic formula. All right, still solving quadratics. Everyone loves the quadratic formula because it's just a plug and play. You put in some numbers, you slam some math into it, and bam, you've got your solutions. However, please be careful with it because there's a lot of places to make silly mistakes. So, the quadratic formula. The solution of a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c, can be found by using the quadratic formula. So, here's our quadratic formula. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that is all over 2a. So again, this is just a plug and play. It's just a formula. Put some numbers in, do some math, come up with some solutions. But you do want to be careful in certain spots, and we'll take a look at that in a second. So first I'm going to clarify what my a, my b, and my c are. So a is 1 in this case, b is -3, and c is 2. So I'm going to plug these in. I want the opposite of b, so the opposite of -3 plus or minus, and that's the square root of b squared, so -3 squared minus 4 times a times c, so my 1 and my 2 come into play there, all over 2a, so 2 over 1. So please take your first step, don't do any math, just put the values in. So don't do any math yet, just take one moment to fill the numbers in and set your values. So we're still kind of doing FSSU here. So here's my formula, I've got my formula, and I am substituting. So first step, just substitute, please. All right, now we're going to solve this, and now I can start to pick up a few steps at the same time. That's fine. So here I did the opposite of -3 is 3, plus or minus -3 squared is 9, and then I've got minus. Be careful here. I've got 4 times 1 times 2, that's 8, so this is -8. These were all positives, so it's just a minus and 8 there. All over 2. Don't forget that 2. It's easy to forget that we're dividing by 2a at the bottom there. As I continue to simplify this, I have 3 plus or minus the square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1. That's very friendly. So 3 plus or minus 1 all over 2. So I'm going to split this up at this point. I have 3 plus 1 over 2, which gives me 4 over 2. One solution is 2. And I have 3 minus 2 over 2. That gives me 2 over 2, which means one of my solutions is 1. So I have two solutions here, 1 and 2. All right, let's try it one more time. Nope, dumping everything on the floor. All right, let's take a look at these two. Let's take a look at this one. We've got 3x squared minus a equals -2x. Again, I need to set this equal to 0 because I need that trinomial in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm going to move everything over. I'm going to get rid of this -2x. I have 3x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. So my a is 3, my b is 2, and my c is -8. I'm going to start by substituting. Don't forget that this is the opposite of b. That's one of those places that is easy to lose. So this is the opposite of 2 in this case. Plus or minus 2 squared, my b squared, minus 4ac, I'm plugging everything in here, all over 2 times a. Now, as you start to move along in the formula, a couple of places to be careful of. That opposite of b, don't forget that's an opposite. Also, I find a lot of mistakes right here with the subtracting 4ac. So I've got here minus a negative. So minus a negative is going to give me a positive. Since I've got 2 here, I know this is going to be a positive. So watch your signs. I find a lot of mistakes happen right there with the positives and negatives. So please be careful of those signs. I've got that 2 over 3. So as I start to simplify here, I have -2 plus or minus 4 plus 96 all over 6. Don't forget about the 2a. It's so easy to kind of lose. You get so focused in the radical, what's going on in our square root symbol here, that we forget about the 2a. So don't forget that you're dividing by 2a when you're done with this. As I simplify, I have -2 plus or minus the square root of 100 over 6. That's -2 plus or minus 10 over 6. So I end up splitting this up into -2 plus 10 divided by 6, which is 4/3. And I end up with -2 minus 10 over 6, which gives me -2. So two solutions, -2 and 4/3. So this one is more straightforward in that it's just a plug and play. Put the numbers in, do your work, you're done. However, since we've kind of taken the thought out of setting it up, you need to put your energy into being careful with your operations and your signs. All right, so one last way that we're looking at to solve a quadratic equation.